is going on today, guys? Welcome back to another video with the Peterbilt. As you might be able to tell, we are not home, not at the shop. We actually took a small, short little road trip south right outside of Nashville to Hogue. So if you guys do not know what Hogue is, what Hogue makes, they make the baddest fenders on the market for these trucks. We were down at the semi-casual truck show this last weekend and they were out there. We got to meet them and they kind of invited us down to kind of check out the place, possibly get some new fenders. You guys love making fun of those fenders on the truck. Well, today hopefully we can solve that problem. These guys are awesome and I didn't even know how close they were. They're not even an hour away. So super excited. We're gonna go inside. We're gonna meet Matt. Matt is the man. We met him last weekend. We talked for a brief minute on what we could possibly put on the truck, and that's what we're going to show you guys and kind of talk about Hogue in general, and maybe pick up some really cool stuff. So very excited to check this place out. Now, I will say right off the bat, there are some top secret things that we are not allowed to see on here, unfortunately, because, you know, when you're the best, you got to keep all those things top secret. So hopefully, you know, we are going to be making this thing look next level. All right, enough chatting. Let's go inside and let's check some of this stuff out. Here is the man, Matt. This is a very quiet office, so I don't want to disrupt everybody. But YouTube, meet Matt. Matt, meet YouTube. This is the man. How's it going again, sir? This is the man that we met at the semi-casual show. You're the man. You're the man around here, right? Yep. So everyone, meet Matt. This is Matt. You have a very nice office, Matt. Nice view. Right, got a window. Yeah. But Matt is gonna take us. Well, I guess we're gonna show what we can show and do some examples so people can see the difference of the quality between Hogue and everybody else, and the reason why every truck should have Hogue, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. We
cool.
Can definitely do it. I'll show you what I can, but there's a lot of secret sauce out there.
A lot of secret sauce, that's
we'll
right.
Have to cut off some parts, but we'll do what we can to show everybody.
Awesome. Love all the pictures. These are really nice pictures in your offices. Yeah. That's really cool. All right, well,
come on. We'll take you out there and we can check out
do a little tour. All right, so I know it's a little bit of noisy in the background, so we're gonna try and raise our voices so you guys can hear us, but here's a display wall, correct?
Yes, so this is the display wall that we have to showcase what we have and what we make here, and then we also have some competitor products so we can show the difference between Hogue and our competitors and why you should buy Hogue over our competitors. So we have Fleet line, which is also in the building. This is, again, for your more fleet trucks, economical. They do your economy quarter fenders, your poly quarter fenders, your poly tandem fenders. Larger fleets like UPS, FedEx, those kind of guys run that stuff. And then also, Hogue's in the same building, we're just on the other half. And again, we supply to Peterbilt and Kenworth at the factory. And we also do all your aftermarket half fenders, single axle fenders, full fenders, and half tandems as well. So we do the full gamut of all kinds of fenders and styles.
Awesome.
All in stainless steel in 2 different grades.
Okay. So Hogue in general builds fenders and some mud flap hangers, correct?
Mud flap hangers are actually Fleet line.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But that's fine. No, they do mud flap hangers as well. Hogue just does stainless steel fenders and brackets.
Okay, awesome.
That's it.
Now, for those people who don't know, and this, I messed up the terminology in the beginning. This is considered quarter fender, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And then this obviously is half.
Yes.
And then full is full.
It's full is full.
Okay, gotcha.
So that way you can see, and then double humps, again, are the double hump fenders as well, so you can see they carry over both drive axles. Hogue has 2 different grades of stainless, and we got them out here so you can see the difference. The first one is a 430 grade stainless steel, so it's real reflective, it's nice. It's still shiny, but it's almost got like a haze to it.
Okay.
430 is definitely a more economical. A lot more guys can run it just due to the price of it. It's about half the price of our premium.
Okay.
And then we have the premium stainless, which is a number 8 non-directional finish 304.
Yeah,
so it looks like a mirror.
That is definitely a mirror.
So again, we have 2 different grades of stainless and 2 different types of mounting options for you. You have the universals, and we have suspension specific, which are at the end.
Okay.
And we can go into those in the layout when we talk about your truck, Greg, and go into that. But yeah, that way you have 2 different grades, you have different styles, depending on what your budget is, what kind of fender you want. Again, we were talking at the show about applications and how do you figure out what fenders you want. Well, one, if you want that style, just get it. It's only money, right?
Yeah.
But it depends on what you're hauling. If you have low clearance on your trailer to your top of your fender, you might want to run a quarter fender just to give yourself more clearance and not hit it. I've seen a lot of guys that will put a half fender and they'll be a little bit too tight to the trailer, and the trailer will come down and smack it and put a nice little smiley face on it, and then they're really mad.
Yeah.
They got a smiley face on their fenders.
Oh yeah.
But some guys will put them on there in there and they don't care. They want that style.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it depends.
So in this one, you guys also have different lengths as well, correct?
Correct. So this one is a 30-inch. This is the most common. This is also a factory option. As you can see with Kenworth, you can get that spec'd out at the factory. To compare, we have a 34-inch. We have a 27-inch, which is on this Peterbilt quarter fender.
Yep. Okay.
And we have a 24 as well. So we have 4 different lengths and 2 different grades of stainless. And we also have the old school one with the braces going down the front as well.
Some guys like that a little bit better.
Yeah, they're
a little bit more old school.
Yeah, they're doing a retro build on like a 359 or a 379, and they want the braces on it, or a 7900. A lot of guys really like running the old school look or going back to that. Yep. And so we have that here as well.
And then there's different. You said there's different lengths in how far this comes down as well in the halves.
Correct. So the flat part stays the same.
Okay.
It just goes down lower to the ground. So this is our what we call a low rider. So this one's right about the same level as your tanks and your steps. It's about 31 inches, so it's like a 30-inch quarter fender.
Yeah.
We do one 5 inches shorter, and we do 5 inches longer, depending on what you're looking and what you're going for.
Right, and what you can get away with without smashing it up.
Yeah, or hitting stuff on the road. But again, it depends on your clearance, on how much you need if you're going in and off the road. If you're going in at fields, if you're a farmer, they're gonna want maybe a little bit more clearance so they don't ground out and mess up the fenders out.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I guess the Hogue built difference is what everybody wants to really know. If Hogue built is the best, we've got some examples of maybe why you can see some of the differences, right?
Yeah. So the little things that Hogue built does that sets us apart from our competitors is the little things. And what I mean by the little things are the side of the flange. We actually grind all the burrs and deburr the edge of the fender. So if you reach under here, Greg, and feel nice and light, you can feel that it's actually smooth.
Oh yeah.
If you were to feel a different one, it's going to feel like the edge of a pop, like a pop can you just ripped in half.
Right.
Jagged. Those little jagged microscopic edges will actually start cracks easier.
Okay.
So we deburr stuff, so it again helps it last. We do it on the back of quarter fenders. We actually deburr the back side. I don't know if you can get it back in there or not, but we actually grind out all the burrs on the back side of that as well. Again, it just helps to reduce the cracking. It won't make it impossible because it's still metal.
Sure, it's still shaking down the road on a big truck.
Right, it helps. It helps prolong it. The other big thing is we also do a large side flange. So not only does it give it a unique look, which sets our fenders apart, but it also gives more coverage from road debris. One example I had was I was going home from work one day, and I hop on I-65 heading into Nashville, hop on for a couple miles going to my house, and I was driving by a truck and it had some Hogue built half fenders on it, and I noticed that it wasn't spraying as much water up as the other trucks, and I just thought that was all right, big side flange, yeah, okay, whatever. But it really did actually reduce the amount of spray coming off the truck, which is technically what it's for. You want less stuff on the back of your cab. Yep,
I was gonna say at the end of the day, I mean, these look great. They really set the look off, but really where it started was protection and water shedding and not have it go everywhere, correct?
Exactly, yeah. You don't want rocks coming off the back and busting out your back windows or hitting off the back of your sleeper. You want to keep it protected if you put a nice paint job on your truck. Or even if you just don't want mud slinging up the back of your truck after you just washed it. Yeah. The little stuff.
Yeah.
But More on other little things that we do. You know, we take our time making them. As you can see on the edge of the fender, it's all smooth. It's one smooth motion. There's not a bunch of wrinkles in it. And being 304 stainless steel, if there was a crinkle or something wrong, you could see it from a mile away. Because if there's a dent, it's like having a cracked mirror. You can see it because it just shows imperfections really easy.
Yep.
So we have to take our time, and that's something else. When you go through some of our competitors, you'll see little wrinkles and imperfections because they don't take their time. They just want to mass produce and get it out as fast as possible.
Right.
A set of half fenders will go through the process. It'll take about 2 hours to make.
Okay.
From a flat sheet all the way till when it goes in the box.
Okay.
So
wow.
Just to give you an idea.
The finish on them too as well, like that. I mean, that's straight out of the box, just like that?
Straight out of the box, just like that.
Wow.
Yep.
It almost looks like the displays were like super shined up, because you can kind of like, you scroll from here to here, and you can see how, I don't even need to get up close to see how duller it is.
Yeah, and literally these things are super dusty still. They've been sitting out here because you can hear them grinding.
Oh yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're deburring the edges. That's what the grinder's for.
Gotcha.
So it gets really dusty out here, but they're still dirty and they still have a shine to them.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, you can go through and screen. I always like showing this one just because it's facing this way, but you can see all the wrinkle marks in it and how it's got these little shoulders imprints. That's just in the forming process.
Oh yeah. Yep, you can feel it really well too.
And you can see the little roller marks on each little spot. You kind of see them going across. And again, that's just their process and how they make it.
Will it get the job done? Sure, but
yes.
If you want the best of the best, that's kind of what we're here talking about. Yep. And you can kind of see right here, definitely can kind of feel that edge, and this edge is much different than I really like. This edge seems like it's a little too short. It just kind of like stops abruptly. This one's got a weird little funky curve to it. I mean, personally, I really love like that edge. Just looks really like just perfectly done, basically. Right. So those are just the little things, and again, people can see photos online and say, oh, this looks like a fender to me. I get that a lot, so it's like, hey, why should I spend the money? But when you can see them side by side, you can see how much extra time goes into our fenders versus our competitors, and you really can see it in person. Yeah.
It helps. I know not everyone can do that because they're looking on the line or they're trying to get some fenders quick, but
sure.
That's just kind of a quick thing, and it's made here in Tennessee. I
was gonna say, always made in the USA is always, a lot of people, especially truckers, care about that. So 100%. But yeah, that's awesome. And then we've got like suspension stuff down here, which when I was at the show, the trucks that had this style, and again, I don't obviously you guys know how new I am to all of the big truck parts, and the one thing that kind of stood out to me when I walked past some of these trucks was these brackets. You could tell right away, it's like, wow, okay, like it actually covers some of the bracket, the suspension up, and gives it that nice, really clean mounting look.
Yeah, exactly. So this is one thing that sets us apart too, is we're the only ones that make a suspension specific bracket. And they're all in 304, the high polish, the good stuff. And you can see we make them for a variety of suspensions. This one right here though, Greg, this is the one that's going on your truck that we were talking about.
Awesome.
So that's going on your Pete.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so we got low air leaf, which is this bracket right here, and then we've got normal air leaf, which is what's on my truck currently.
Yep. And then we have air track down there. We have another air track because we have 2 different tire size brackets. We've got flex air suspension over here. We got another low air leaf for the bigger tire. We even have an airliner suspension for Freightliner and Western Star.
Yeah.
And then we have the old school low air pre-2005 because they changed it in 2005.
Okay.
To the newer style that you see over there too.
Gotcha. So it pretty much doesn't matter what you have. Doesn't matter what tire size or suspension. You've got stuff specifically designed for everybody.
Right, and if you don't fall within these categories, if you have a super heavy haul truck set up, we have universal brackets and other options. So even if you don't have a bracket perfect for your truck, which we cover a lot of them, we still have a bracket for you. We can mount them to anything, Volvo, Mack, whatever you have. I've even mounted stuff to Fords before, some older Ford trucks.
Wow.
Which is really old, really
cool.
That's
definitely old.
So we can set stuff up for you. It doesn't matter what you have, we can do it for you.
Awesome, that's awesome. So there you guys can kind of see some of the differences in the quality, the material. Well, I guess I guess what's next is we're gonna go check out my truck, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. All right, we're gonna head outside. You guys can't really see me. We're gonna head out these doors and go check out my truck and kind of go over some stuff that we have discussed and might be putting on my truck. All right, guys. So we are out of the facility now. We're gonna walk down to my truck. Sorry if there's a little bit of wind noise, but Matt, do you want to talk a little bit about like the history of Hogue? I mean, from what I've read and researched in the little bit of time that I have, 75 years, right?
Yes, yep, just over 75 years. We started in California, just outside of LA, and Mr. Hogue was the original creator of Hogue, and he started making trailer fenders for horses. And
oh, wow.
Guys came up to him and said, "Hey, I've got this semi-truck, can you make me a fender for the back of my semi-truck?" And he said, "Sure, I'll try." So he started making them from there, and the rest is kind of history.
Yeah.
Peterbilt came out like 5 years before and started building trucks 5 years before he started, so it's pretty close to when Peterbilt first started making them, and that's why he came up with Hogue.
Oh, okay.
So, but he put a U in there instead of just the I.
Wow, gotcha.
So then we progressed. The company was purchased in 2004, and then moved to Tennessee here in 2009.
Gotcha.
And then we went and grabbed everything and started producing here, and we've been up here in Springfield ever since. Just producing stuff again, still made in America, still with the quality, just on a little bit bigger scale than out of his garage.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah. So yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, it can get pronounced many different ways, but it is Hogue built, right?
Correct. Yeah, we've heard Hodge built, Hodge built, Hogue built.
It's like Hoagie or like Hogan. Hogue.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Like hoagie sandwich. A lot of people would say that. Actually, I had some guys call in from a Peterbilt dealership and had a bet going on how do you pronounce it.
They're all in the background, like placing their bets.
Yeah, they did. And the guy goes, "Oh, it's Hogue, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's exactly." They're like, "Ah!" And so that probably cost a couple guys $20.
Yeah, it's like, all right, thanks, cool. That's all I needed.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys, so we have made it out to the parking lot where we parked our truck so we can kind of take a look at my current fender setup. And you actually said that these, Tommy and Brian from the Semi-Casual actually were kind enough to gift us these, our first step into fenders. And these are actually Fleetline fenders, you said?
Yes, so they're on the other side of the building. That first display when you walked in there, that's who actually made those fenders, which was funny that you had them on your truck.
That is funny. But anyway, guys, this is probably maybe the #1 thing that you guys love to say, hey, why don't you put some real fenders on there? So I'm super excited. Even though these are great units, we definitely wanted to step up. So when we first met Matt, he kind of walked up to the truck and we were checking it out, and we're kind of like having a casual conversation on, you know, what would look good, what we could do, kind of like what I did with the truck, kind of sort of what we talked about before, like, you know, what are you doing with the truck and what do you kind of want to accomplish with the truck? So I think what we're gonna possibly go with is with some half fenders. Our use for the truck is a little bit different. We don't really have a trailer that's connected all the time, and we might want to do some things that could leave us flexible if we want to go play farmer with a couple of my buddies, or something else. So I think half fenders, you said, right, would kind of fit like the almost do-all.
I would say half fenders are pretty much the most popular setup when you go with a bigger style fender for coverage, for looks. You know, obviously you have an air lease suspension, which is perfect for a bracket, so that way you have a heavy duty bracket if you want to go play farmer.
Yeah.
You've got a nice bracket to use. And also when we were looking over here too, we were looking at where your fifth wheel plate height is. Obviously with your release handle, you want to be careful of where that is. So when we're looking at it, I think half fenders will be good. It's going to give you good coverage, and I think going down the road, you know, how often you're saying you're going to take this out and go for a drive or anything like that? Right?
I was going to say, like, we're off-road, like off-road, I don't think that we're really ever going to do. Well, I say that, and then we're gonna go play farmer. So I'm not really sure. I don't really know that for sure. But most of everything that we've done so far, like going to events and stuff, it's pretty much all highway use. So.
Well, saying that, I think we gotta go low and cool.
I was gonna say low and cool is definitely where my mind was at. I mean, we've kind of done all of the cosmetic stuff from the front. You know, we're kind of working our way back, and then you just kind of slam right here. That's where we stop. And I was kind of looking on your website, and I guess this might be a perfect time. Like, if you guys are interested in Hogue built fenders and you kind of want to type in your suspension, your drop down menu, and kind of the pictures and how people pick, is really, really good. I actually found it really, really helpful. So you can kind of put in the style that you want. You can plug in your suspension. It'll give you a part number, it'll give you all that, and it'll give you good pictures. So yeah, I think you're right. I think low and cool is kind of where I was headed. So I think that would be awesome.
I think that's what we gotta do, because let's be real. Anyone that drives a truck like this has got to have cool fenders. You know, cool trucks get cool fenders, and honestly, every truck should have Hogue built fenders on it.
Yeah.
But especially, we need to definitely go low and cool. That's gonna match your look. You got a lot of chrome on the truck. You should have some nice big stainless fenders in the back. Have them nice and long.
So the ones that we looked at inside there, the half ones that we looked at, what were those?
Those were the 505. Those were a lowrider, so they come down and they're about the same level as your tank and your steps.
Okay.
But I don't think that's low enough. I think you gotta go lower and do the ultimate lowrider, Greg.
So the ultimate lowrider is,
yes.
okay.
So we're gonna take those goes down. Those are a little bit longer than a 34-inch quarter fender. They're almost 36 inches from the bottom all the way to where it starts to be flat.
Okay.
So that way you have a nice long look. So when you're sitting here in the parking lot, you can have a nice big old set of nice fenders and nice brackets.
That's awesome.
Really get some chrome back here on the back of the truck, and then no one can, make fun of you.
No one can make fun of me. I mean, exactly. you know it is the internet, so they'll just find something else. You know what I mean? So, but man, I'm super excited because it's been a long time coming. We've put a lot of time and effort and everything else. We got it shined up, looking good, and I'm so excited. This is gonna complete the look a lot. So,
and if you guys have questions too, I know, like, obviously I met Greg at a show, so don't be shy. If you see me at a show, please come up and ask. Please give us a call. With Greg, we just kind of picked out what fit for his truck and what his application was, but everyone's different. We have short quarter fenders, like I said, all the way up to full tandem fenders. Just depends on what your setup is, what you're running. We have a bracket solution or a fender for you, so let us know. We'd be happy. I mean, I helped a guy in today that had a weird setup for some single axle fenders, and we figured it out, and he was super thrilled. So if you guys have that stuff, just call us. We'd be more happy.
Awesome. Matt is the man. So I guess ours are kind of sitting inside here. This is where all the shipping happens, correct?
Correct. So we just got to go out there and get them to put them on the forklift and bring them out. We'll throw them back in your truck, and you guys be ready to go.
Awesome. Heck yeah.
Just a little bit more. Probably good.
I was gonna say Michael does drive pretty fast, so I mean,
maybe one strap.
Give her the shake, give her the shake test. If as long as you say the magic words,
I'm not gonna say.
You're not gonna say the magic words. She ain't going nowhere.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You gotta flick the cord too. Make it like that.
All right, guys. Well, here is how the Hogue built fenders come packaged up in a, I would almost say bomb-proof crate, right? I mean, you're saying other fenders kind of show up on pallets with some straps, right? But everybody likes nice packaged stuff. Like when you're spending the money, you want to see that your goods are really packaged nicely and cared for. That is a really, really nice pallet there.
Yeah, so everything's boxed up individually. The brackets are inside, so all of your brackets and everything are on top of the fenders. They have layers in between them to make sure that they're going to be safe on the right back, so Mike doesn't damage
when he's taking off jumps. Hey, no jumps on the way home, buddy.
Yeah, avoid the potholes, but no, everything's covered in there. That's
awesome.
Everything leaves. It's not just for Greg. This is how they're all. We're sitting there. Greg got to see them all.
Yeah, we can't talk about what I saw, but let me tell you guys, really impressive. So again, Matt, huge thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Do fist bump. Thank you so much, Matt. We cannot wait to put these on the truck for sure. All right, guys. Well, we are loaded up, truck's fired up, and we are ready to head back home. All right, guys, we have successfully made it back home. Michael avoided all of the jumps, and our Hogue built fenders are in one piece. Man, I am so pumped. I am so excited to install these things. It is going to take the truck, especially the back half of the truck, from, I don't know, like a 4 to 5 to a 9 or a 10, man. I am so pumped. Huge thank you to the guys at Hogue Built, especially Matt. He is your man. If you guys need any fenders, you guys can find Hogue Built fenders everywhere, 4 states. They are everywhere. But if you need specific help, I'm sure he would be glad to help you. But just awesome people. Really, after my first big truck show, just so many connections, so many great, good people in the big truck scene. Just super excited to make all these connections, meet all these awesome people, especially Matt, the guys. Just a real quality, small, family-orientated kind of business. Just feels really good to work with people like that. I love the details. You know, we spend a lot of time on all of the details on everything, and to work with people that are in that same category that really, you know, spend the time on the last 10%. That's what makes the difference throughout your entire life, pretty much, especially parts and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, tune in, stay tuned for the install video, which we'll be doing separate. They do take a little bit of time to install those brackets, but we're gonna knock it out, and maybe those guys will, maybe they'll come back up here and make fun of us while we're doing it. So huge thank you to them. Hit the like button before you leave. Leave some comments down below. Subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys in the next video. More Peterbilt videos coming at you through all next week. So tons of Peterbilt content. Atlantic City Truck Show coming up very, very, very soon. Make sure you guys are headed to that. We will have the Peterbilt and tons of other stuff there. Going to be an awesome time back in New Jersey, where we were originally from. So anyway, see you guys in the next one. See ya.